You want to make some money online, so you start looking for the easiest way to do it. And then guess what pops up? Digital products and lazy side hustles and passive income. And everybody's out here just screaming, just make a digital product, then upload it. So you're like, yeah, that's what I'll do. So then you start looking for the best platform to upload these digital products. You start seeing stuff like Etsy and Amazon and WAP and Gumroad and whatever other platform that people have out there. And everybody's just saying, hey, just create a digital product, upload it to one of these platforms that already has traffic, like a Etsy or Amazon or a WAP, and then just make easy passive income and make money while you're asleep. And it's not gonna happen. That's the fastest way to go broke. And I know a little bit about this because the most that I've made in a single month with one digital product is a little over 200K. I've made over 7 figures online in my business, and my very first digital product did a little over 900K. So I'm telling you, all that stuff is a big heap of crap. Some bull crap. Have you ever smelt bull crap before? I'm from Kentucky, and I've been around a bull or two in my life. It stinks. Horse crap stinks too. Cow crap stinks. Dog crap stinks. I think every crap out there stinks, especially all this load of crap out here about digital products and all this passive income. But people that just out here, they whip up some digital product real quick. They think that they can just throw it on some platform that already has existing traffic, not realizing that if you try to build a business on a platform that already has traffic, it's like building a house on rented land. And that makes absolutely no sense. To build a house that you're thinking that you're owning on somebody else's land that you don't own. Because when you do that, you don't own the traffic, you don't own the customers, and if the platform decides to just change its rules, then your income's gone literally overnight. So in this video, I'm breaking down how you can build a real business using digital products in YouTube and build a business that can literally pay you forever, and how to stop making the same stupid mistake that most creators are making every single day. Let's get this out the way first. Digital products work. I literally get this question every single day. Does this work? Does this work? Does this still work? Do digital products still work? Yes, they work. That's how I've built my business online. That's how members in my community build their businesses online. That's how literally everybody whose content that you consume builds their business online. They create content, they build their personal brand, they come up with a digital product that solves a problem for somebody else within the marketplace, and then they use their content to drive traffic to their offer to monetize. It works. It's a tried true method to build a true business online from stuff that you already know. But here's the catch. It's not passive. It's only passive if your traffic is automated. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just keep on wasting a bunch of your time where you could be making some active income, looking for all the easy ways to make passive income. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, by all means, click off of this video and just keep on wasting hours binging content on passive income when don't none of this stuff work. But look, this is what I mean by this. So everybody thinks that the game is creating a digital product when really the game all revolves around traffic. So that ever so elusive passive income that everybody wants, which I wish that this word was just eliminated from the dictionary, because true passive income really doesn't exist for most people. And most people underestimate the power of active income. And you can't ever really truly get passive income until your active income reaches a certain threshold to where you don't know what to do with it. And therefore you have to dump it into something to where it's passive for a long-term investment vehicle. But what a lot of people really want when they're thinking passive, I really think that they really want monthly recurring income. Monthly recurring predictable income is really what most people want. But everybody out here just in the online space and digital marketing space, they use these buzzwords or these words that sound so sexy and make everything just sound so passive, because that's what people want to do. They want to make money for doing absolutely nothing, when you literally can get nothing in life for doing absolutely nothing. But where it can get semi-passive is if your traffic is automated. But it takes some initial action or activity to build a system for yourself. And system, SYSTM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. To whereas you can spend some of your energy in creating this system, but once the system is built, that system can work for you instead of you working for it, and you can get your time back and you can actually make more while working less because your traffic is now automated and you are now having traffic and you're now generating leads to convert a percentage of those leads to buy your digital product. So what most people think is this. They think that they're going to create some type of digital product, whether that is an ebook, whether that's a course, whether that's some type of templates, whether that's a community, whatever it is. And they think, okay, I created this digital product and now I'm going to make this passive income while I sleep. No, it doesn't work like that. So how it does work is that you create the digital product and then you have traffic running for you, getting that digital product in front of your intended avatar, in front of your prospective customers while you sleep, and then you get the money. But without this, you have no business. It's just like somebody that opens up a restaurant and they think because they have good food that they're going to make money. No, they have no traffic. If nobody knows that the good food exists, then nobody's going to walk into the store and spend their money for that good food, because the product is just the vehicle, but the traffic is the distribution system. And that's where YouTube kicks in, because YouTube is the ultimate source of traffic. Look, YouTube, it outweighs social media by far. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube trumps all. Paid advertising, YouTube trumps all. The most money that I spent on ads in a single month is a little over $100,000. There's a reason why I don't run any ads anymore. I quit Instagram and social media when I had over 120,000 Instagram followers and tens of thousands of TikTok followers. Quit it cold turkey a little over a year ago. Last year is when I decided to take my YouTube serious and I only make YouTube content because I saw the power of it. And just last month alone, off of just the traffic from my small YouTube channel, because I don't even have the biggest YouTube channel yet, but I would have had to pay around $42,000 for the same amount of traffic that I got from my YouTube channel for free. And YouTube is the only evergreen platform. That means that the content that you produce today, it can be working for you for literally weeks, months, and years to come. So that's how you can get some of that passivity, if that is even a word. Sometimes I don't even know how to talk. So you're getting business advice right now from somebody that doesn't know if passivity is a word. And I don't think it's a word because it doesn't sound right. But it came from my brain from somewhere. So it might it might be a real word because it just popped in my mind. And why can't I make up words? Every word is just a made up word. So I should be able to make up some of my words. If Benjamin Franklin was just able to make up words and now they're words, I should be able to do the same. So passivity, new word, SNCO stamped it. And if it's already a word that exists, I'm just going to change history like everybody else changed history. I invented the word if it already existed before I invented it. Passivity. But some of that passivity can kick in when you have an engine like YouTube running for you literally 24/7, 365, and that traffic engine is running for you while you sleep, while you're out having dinner with friends, while you're taking a nap, while you're at the movies, while you're playing video games or watching cartoons or doing whatever it is that you like to do upon your own leisure. I literally have videos that I did over a year ago that get me thousands of views per month, hundreds of views per day. That's my old work, but it's cool to get new money off of your old work. And guess what happens once you start to have a catalog of your old work? Well, you start to have a whole bunch of digital versions of you all over the internet, all over the biggest streaming platform on the planet, because that is what YouTube is, bigger than Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, HBO Max, all that stuff. And you have little versions of you on the second biggest search engine on the planet, because Google, which is the biggest search engine on the planet, owns YouTube, which makes YouTube the second biggest search engine on the planet. And you have all these little versions of yourself all over the biggest streaming platform and the second biggest search engine on the planet, working for you all day, all generating you traffic to your offer. And now to take it to platform, because that's the other biggest things that most people think about. So they're thinking about the platform. So they're like, okay, could I sell on Etsy? Okay. Could I sell on Amazon? Okay. Could I sell on WAP? Okay. Could I sell on Stand Store or whatever it is? There's always going to be a laundry list of platforms. Listen to me loud and clear when I say this, my friend. The platform does not matter. What matters is you owning the platform. If you upload a digital product on something like an Etsy or an Amazon, thinking that, okay, well, these places already have traffic. People buy stuff from these places each and every single day. So I'm just going to upload my stuff on there so people can find my stuff. Wrong. No. You're building their business. You're not building your business because you don't get to own the customer. So when I say that you don't get to own the customer, I'm not saying like you don't get to own people, because we're past that. We live in a day to where it's that people shouldn't own people, even though unfortunately some of those practices are kind of still practiced in the world. But I'm not saying that you own the customer. What I mean is that you don't own the customer data. So on a platform like Etsy or Amazon, if I were to post a digital product, whether that be an ebook or something, say that I wrote an ebook and I put it on Amazon, I'm not building my business, even if I do make some money from it, even if somebody did happen to find it. I'm building Amazon's business. Why? Because Amazon has all that customer data. Amazon has the email address, to whereas now Amazon can email that individual whenever there's some other offer on Amazon available. You don't have that data, to whereas you can email that customer if you have something else available. Amazon does. Or say that you want to upload it on something like Etsy. For one, outside of saturation, I heard that it used to be a little easy back in the day because you could just upload a product, rank on keywords, and get organic sales. But now it's a pay-to-play platform. You're paying for listing fees before you even make your first sale. And you're literally competing with millions of people. Same thing with Amazon. And the only way to cross your fingers and hope that you can stand out is by cutting your price. And when you cut your price, you're typically in the fastest race to the bottom. And guess what? Most people that are racing to the bottom, they actually end up winning. That's why most entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs can't ever make any money and stay broke, because they're all in a race to the bottom, because they think that the best way to compete is from slashing their prices and keep on discounting, because they're thinking of the competition that exists on these platforms instead of building something on land that they own and controlling the marketplace of their own platform. And then just like with Amazon, if you did sell something, you don't own that customer data. Etsy does. You don't have a brand, you just have a listing. And I'll say it again for the people in the back. Is this thing on? If you don't own your audience, you do not own a business. So how do you own the audience? Great question, my friend. Well, you generate your own traffic through your content, which I highly suggest YouTube. There's a reason why you're watching me on YouTube right now. There's a reason why anytime you want to learn anything, you go to YouTube to learn stuff about literally anything. You don't go anywhere else for that. And then you send that traffic to your own platform that you own, to whereas you can collect that customer data, to whereas you can either sell to them directly or market to them over time. But you control the whole flow on this side. There's literally nobody else to compete with but yourself, because you're only marketing and promoting stuff that you have. They're not clicking through and looking at thousands of other things and can get distracted by something else. And then when I tell people this, they say stuff like, well, it's too hard. That's what she said. But it's too hard. Yeah, but so is staying broke. Being broke is very hard. Pick your hard. There's a reason why everybody isn't successful online as an entrepreneur. And also people, which I don't understand, I will never understand. People sit here and watch how to make money online videos, and they watch how to build businesses and all this type of entrepreneur and business content. And then when they're listening to somebody tell them what to do, they get in the comments and they say, well, if it was so easy, then everybody would do it. Guess what? It ain't that easy. That's why everybody ain't doing it. So if you think that it's going to be hard to build an audience, cool. Pack up your stuff, tuck your little tail in between your legs and whimper off. Maybe put your shoulders up, because you look a little sadder if you put your shoulders up and drop your head. You know how dogs do? They go like this, and then they tuck their little tail, and then they just walk off into the little corner. Just go and walk off and just leave entrepreneurship, leave business, leave making money online. Just walk off and just go. And because it's hard. Well, I've been very broke before. That is hard too. And I would much rather pick this hard than that hard. And what people need to get through their thick skulls is that you don't have to have a huge audience to make real money in your business. You need to have the right audience. Everybody out here is thinking that they need to have 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers to make money, when business is not a popularity contest. Most content creators that have the most following or the most numbers of subscribers, they are not making more money than somebody that has branded themselves to a micro niche audience of being somebody that is a perceived expert to the marketplace, that has a problem that those people have, and sell that audience a product. Those people are making way more money than the people who are just out here trying to entertain everybody. Something that changed my life was when I came across this guy up in Vancouver, Canada. When I found his YouTube channel, he had like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers. He had a $30,000 per month business off of that. Now he has like 30-something thousand subscribers, still not that big of a YouTube channel. And he's making a couple $100,000 per month. Not $100,000, a couple, like more than $200,000 per month business off of an audience that he's built up over the last few years of 30-something thousand subscribers. That's not difficult to do. Like, if anybody sticks at something, especially YouTube, with what I've seen over the past year since I've taken mine seriously, and I think he's been running his channel now for 3 or 4 years. If you consistently do something on YouTube, or you consistently focus at it for 3 or 4 years, and you don't have like 30,000 subscribers, that is, I'm very, very careful on what I say. It's easy, because I say that a lot of stuff is simple. And when I say that it's simple, people think that I'm saying that it's easy when I'm not, because easy and simple are two totally separate things. But if you're constantly working on getting better at something, and you're doing it for 4 years, then you are going to get better. And just by default, your audience size is going to grow. But you have to be thinking like a contentpreneur instead of a content creator, and be thinking about the right ways to monetize that audience with your digital product, which for this individual, when I first came across him, it was a community. He has a crypto community. I don't know anything about crypto. I just studied his channel from afar just so I could see what he was doing business-wise. Well, from that 5,000 subscriber base from a couple years ago, he had 300 of them paying $100 a month for his membership. Don't need a big audience to do that. I personally know people that have 1 million subscribers. They ain't making nowhere near $1,000 a day, because they just out here on the internet shucking and jiving, doing a bunch of goofy looking stuff, just trying to get some views and crossing their fingers and hoping that they get some money from the views, or hoping that somebody emails them for a brand partnership instead of building an offer around that traffic and then offering that offer to the traffic. But you can either keep on complaining for months, which those months typically turn into years for people, trying to build on some platform that you don't own and complaining about how building an audience is going to be so tough, when you could have already been building your platform, building your audience, building that traffic all along the way anyways, because the time is already going to pass. What else are you going to do with it? But when you build your own audience and direct them into your system, you control the traffic. And when you control your traffic, you control your income. And over time, your content starts to do the brunt of the work, and your content does way more work than you do. And that's not just freedom, that's true leverage. Now with your content or this source of traffic, right? You want every video to do one of three things. So you either want to attract, you want to nurture, or you want to convert. So when I say attract, that means that you want to attract new viewers. When I say convert, you want to nurture those new viewers that you attract with value over time. When I say convert, you want to convert a percentage of those people that you have nurtured into customers. But with a platform like YouTube, it's not about frequency, it's about consistency. And YouTube rewards consistency more than frequency. So it's not like you have to be posting every single day. Like, man, it was exhausting when I used to do social media and when I would do ads too. Man, the amount of content that I had to make, like, it's way easier for me to sit down and make valuable YouTube content than to make all that short form crap. Because I was posting on Instagram 3 to 5 times per day. And then I had this infomercial strategy where I was posting another 5 to 10 times per night, overnight. And then by 6 a.m. the next morning, I would delete all those posts overnight. So only the people that were up scrolling in the middle of the night would see that stuff. And then I would have to constantly be testing new creatives to run ads, because ads, they fatigue very quickly. Whereas on YouTube, you can literally post like once per week. But you have to be thinking strategically, not just posting for posting's sake. Like, it has to be a strategic, thought out, implemented plan. And with that plan, you always need to be thinking of digital ownership. So with these three right here, you can have 2 routes that you can go with this. So for one, you can be building an email list, right? And an email list is powerful just because this is something that you actually own, right? This is an asset in your business. And even if you just look at big business right now, it's a data war that everybody's out here for. Like, everybody's out here selling other people's information. That's why you get these spam calls. And you ever got those emails from somebody talking about, oh, your data had been leaked in a breach. Yeah, sometimes it's breaches, but other times they're just selling that information to other people. And people are willing to buy that because it's an asset. It's worth something. You can go on websites and stuff and you can buy lists to market to. Like, you can buy emails, you can buy phone numbers from people. I don't think it's a good marketing strategy, because I have a lot of friends that are in real estate and that's what they do for they just go and buy lists and market to these people. That's how you get like junk mail in the mail and stuff. Somebody had bought your contact from somebody that owned your information. And even in the digital marketing world, people, they'll buy people's emails from them, or email lists from them, or they'll pay them to do a collaboration and market whatever their offer is from the other creators' email list. So like, an email list is very powerful because it's an asset, and it's something that allows you to have direct access or direct contact to your consumer base. So your YouTube can bring your audience in, but your email can keep that audience forever. Because think, when's the last time that you changed your email address? Or if you want to take it a step further, you can gather people's phone numbers, right? Now, the thing with phone numbers, why a lot of people don't do phone numbers, is because doing SMS marketing or text messages, that's what SMS basically stands for, text message, it's a lot more expensive. So people, they'll do email marketing because emails are way cheaper than doing SMS marketing. But the thing with an email is that you know that everybody's not going to open that email address, but at least everybody's at least going to check their phone because everybody's addicted to their phone. Their phone's in their hand each and every single day. So if a text message pops up, they're at least gonna, oh, who is that, right? So you know at least 100% of people are going to at least open and check the text message. Now, sometimes I'll collect people's phone numbers, but it's not so much to market to them or contact them in the future, but it's kind of like a if worse goes to worse type situation and I need to message them or I need to get a message in front of them, I have that ability because I have that option to. But regardless, if you have direct access to your people, there's no middleman, there's no algorithm there. It's just you to person. So the best way that you can do this is to give away something free in every single one of your videos, right? So this could be a template, a guide, a checklist, some type of valuable resource, but make sure that if you're giving away a freebie, make sure that it actually is something of value. So what most people do is that they hear everybody out here in the digital marketing space talk about the power of an email list. So they're like, okay, I need to give away a freebie to build an email list. So they put together some piece of crap real quick and then they give it away for free. And then they wonder why they can't ever convert any sales from their email list. Well, it's because you gave them a piece of crap. And every piece of crap, it stinks. So if somebody saw some of your work and they see that it stinks, then they're not going to want to buy anything from you. So a rule of thumb that I use, if I give away anything for free, I want it to be something that I know for a fact I could profit from if I sell it. And I want my free stuff to be better than other people's paid stuff. That's how you know that you're giving away something of true value to build that email list. And then the system that you could use, once you capture that contact information from your freebie, well, then you could add an additional 30 days of value to them through email. Then after that, you could run like a 5-day promotion where you're actually selling to these people. Because what a lot of people really struggle with is that they're always selling. They're always asking. And when you're always asking somebody to buy something from you, people, they don't feel good about that. Therefore, most people struggle to sell anything because people don't like the feeling of being sold to. Now, I'm not saying that people don't like to be sold to. I'm saying they don't like the feeling of it because people actually love to be sold to. And when I say that, people, they don't get what I'm saying because they're like, no, I hate being sold to. I'm like, no, you actually love it because you buy stuff each and every single day. And it's impossible to buy something without somebody selling it to you. But when you go out and buy all that stuff that you want to buy, it didn't feel like somebody was selling it to you. Therefore, you just bought it because you wanted to. Like literally right before I recorded this video, I just ran and I picked up like this off brown sweatsuit. Like I bought it because I wanted to, but Champion sold it to me. But it didn't feel like Champion sold it to me. But they did, or else I couldn't buy it. So that's what I'm saying. Like people, they don't like the feeling of being sold to. So if you're truly adding genuine value to people and you're truly educating them with that value, then they're going to want to buy it because they want to, and you've educated them throughout this process to whereas they are making an educated decision and they'll feel good about that decision also. Everybody that's bought something and they don't feel good about their purchase, it's because they didn't feel as if they got what they thought that they were getting. But if they're educated about it, then they make the decision. They feel good about their purchase, and most times they're going to be excited about that purchase. And then after this, you could just repeat. Simple system that you could implement. Now, me, this does work, or else I wouldn't have told you to do this because I have done this. But me, most of the time, I like to do it a little different. So with me, the way that I like to build my email list is with a low ticket product. So for me, Not saying that you should do this. I'm just saying the way that I personally typically like to do it is that I like to eliminate this freebie right here. Because for me, I've realized in the past that like a high majority of people that are just downloading stuff for free, typically they never buy anything. So you have these people all over the internet that just download everybody's free thing. And they think that getting free access to everything is going to get them to their goals, when typically they won't, because it's just human nature. Everybody, including myself, we spend our money on stuff that we truly care about. So if we know that we're selling these not only informational but transformational digital products that are truly going to get somebody a result, if people aren't willing to pay for that result, unfortunately, it's just the way that we are as human beings. We're not going to do anything with it. That's why people will sit out here and they'll watch YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video and binge content for hours every single day for years about the same topic and never get a result. It's because it didn't cost them anything. And since it didn't cost them anything, they're psychologically telling themselves that they don't want to do it because everything else cost them something, whether that be an actual financial cost or like something in life or a sacrifice cost. Everything costs something. But I've just found that most of these people that sign up for every free thing, they literally sign up for everybody's free thing. They download everybody's checklist. They download everybody's free ebook. They download everybody's free resource. They download everybody's free AI thingy. They go to every single free webinar. They go to every single free masterclass. They go to every single free challenge. And I just don't want an email list full of all these free people. So I like to build my email list off of a low ticket digital product, because now my email list is that much more valuable because it is 100% buyers. And it's always going to be easier to sell something to somebody that has already bought something than it is to acquire a new customer. That's just a simple rule of business. So if I did want to do some email marketing, I personally would much rather build my email list full of people that have already proven themselves to be buyers than to have a way bigger email list, just so I can kind of like how all these people in the content creation world think also, vanity metrics. Oh, I have an email list of 50,000. Well, I would much rather have an email list of 500 buyers than an email list of 5,000 free people. Same thing with content. That's why I went all in on YouTube. I remember having a conversation with my friend, and he was like, man, you crazy, man. You got 120-something thousand followers on Instagram. You got 15,000 followers on TikTok, man. You ain't got nothing on YouTube, man. You just gonna go on YouTube, build it up. Man, you tripping. I was like, man, I would much rather have an engaged 10,000 YouTube subscribers than 100,000 Instagram followers, because YouTube is different. YouTube's long form. People buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. There's been a study that Google did some years back that said that on average, it takes people spending 7 hours with you to make a purchasing decision. I'm like, where else am I going to get that much watch time outside of YouTube? Like, yeah, I could get it on a short form platform, but think of how long that would take me to do. Whereas literally I get in my comments like pretty much on a weekly basis, a few comments in of people that have spent those 7 hours with me within a day or two. YouTube has something that I've coined the binge and buy effect, right? So people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust, but the trust factor comes in from them seeing that you are consistently showing up on the platform, and from them binging and watching your content video after video after video. At some point, they're going to turn into a buyer. It's just a matter of time. And then people are meeting you at different timelines on the timeline as well. So somebody's day one of awareness of you is somebody else's day 365. So if this individual might have taken a year to purchase, well, that year, that 365th day, and that first day of somebody is still the same day. So when you're being consistent, you're going to be meeting these people on all these different time frames, on when they're all going through different things in their life, different pain points, and these people are all going to be making decisions in different times. That's why I say the time is already going to pass anyways. Some people, they might buy something from you day one. Some people might buy something from you in week 2. Some people may be 3 months in. Somebody might be a year down the road. But if you're being consistent and you're showing up and you have this catalog of content all working for you each and every single day you're going to be meeting people at different time points. You're going to be meeting people that are going through different life situations. You're going to be meeting people that all have different levels of awareness of you during different separate times. But it's all going to work out. They're just going to tap in when it's their time to tap in. Just make sure that you are still showing up. So a lot of times with me, how I do things, and I found it to be true, and I know majority of the people, they don't do this. I'm not saying that this side of things here doesn't work, but I just prefer to make it a little more simple and just go directly to here. I like to keep things as simple as possible in my business, and I've just found to be true that the simple things scale and the fancy stuff fails. Now, I'm not saying that this side over here is fancy because I've done this, and it definitely does work. But for me, I was just like, okay, if I could just eliminate all this and just go directly to here, it's a way simpler process. So that's just what I do. And when I get pushback from people or other gurus about this, they always talk about, yeah, but my email list is so much big. I'm like, I don't care about having a big email list if ain't nobody gonna buy nothing from the email list. I much rather have a way smaller email list, but of people that are already proven to buy. That's the same way that I am with the audience. I would much rather have 1,000 locked in, focused subscribers than 10,000 followers somewhere else, of people that are just sitting on the toilet, scrolling, scratching their ass, passing the time. And if you scratch your ass when you are on the toilet, I don't think that's a spot where you should be scratching your ass. Maybe wiping, but scratching? I don't know. It just seems like it's just a lot. It just seems like a lot could be going on, and stuff could just get on your hands, and then you could have hands could be looking like a Baby Ruth bar, or Twix bar, or Snickers or something. I don't know, but I would much rather have less. And I've just found it to be true that you can do a lot more with less. But here's the thing that can really piece all this together for you. Because a lot of people, they're thinking that it's an expertise thing that is going to build their audience. And I'm not saying that you showcasing about information that you know, or your expertise about whatever the topic is, isn't going to be a factor that can benefit you. But you don't have to be the expert. It's more so an energy thing. People follow energy more than expertise. And the thing about becoming the perceived expert in your space also is this. People don't teach because they're experts. They become experts because they teach. So think about everybody that you deem as a expert in whatever the field is. Why do you think that they're the expert? Because they publicly teach about the things that they know. So because you see them consistently showing up, publicly teaching about something, therefore they become the perceived expert to you. So you will start to become the perceived authority and expert in whatever your niche is the more that you show up. So remember that people don't teach because they're experts. People become experts because they teach. But outside of that, people, they don't follow info. People, they follow energy. And this is the big separator amongst things, because it is your energy that is going to attract people. It is your authenticity that is going to attract people. It is going to be the way that you say things, the way that you talk, your quirks, the things that you may happen to think is funny, the things that you are against, the things that you're for. All these are energies and vibrations that you're giving off, and like attracts like. So there's so many people out here that are trying to look, sound, act, edit, package like somebody else, that they have a hard time finding their tribe, because they're not giving out any of their authentic energy that is going to put out all these little fillers out here. Like your energy is like a antenna, so other people can lock in on their energy and then gravitate to you. Your energy is like a gravitational force. There could be a million people out there selling whatever it is that you do, but there's not going to be anybody else out there saying it how you say it. There's not going to be anybody else out there creating content the way that you create it. That's why I'm so confident in anything that I do, because I'm like, yo, there ain't no other me's out there. Somebody could say the exact same thing that I say, but it's not going to be heard the same by people because they're not me. Literally, I found some YouTube channels that literally do copy everything that I do, literally verbatim, word for word. They take my transcript and just read my transcript out, or put it into some fake AI voice and have the fake AI voice read out my stuff word for word. Guess what? It doesn't have the same impact because them or the AI voice, it's not me. It's just like, have you ever had a conversation with a friend or family member or something, and you gave them some advice or some guidance, or you told them something, and then they didn't listen to you. But then later, like next week or something, they come back like so energized, and they're like, man, I just heard such and such say blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna do it. Or I heard such and such say this and that, and I did this and that, and it worked. And you looking at them like, man, I told you about that last week. Like, nah, you ain't say it like that. See, it's like whatever it is that such and such said, the way that they said the same thing, it connected with them more so than whatever you said to them. It's just like that. Two people can be saying the same thing, but from one person, those two things are going to sound totally separate. That's why you have to be yourself and be you, so you can stand out, because people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust, and they need to know you so they can like you and trust you, not whatever version that you're trying to put on for the internet that you've seen other people doing. That stuff is working for other people because they are them. It ain't gonna work for you the same because you're not them. They're you. Be you, do you. Nobody else can do you like you do you, baby. And that's how you stand out, not by selling something new, but being so real and consistent that people only want to buy it from you. You see, a lot of people, they're thinking that people are buying whatever the product is, and that is true. But they're buying the product because it came from the person first. So they're buying into you first, and then they're buying into the product second. Even though they want the transformation that the product holds, they're trusting you to be able to deliver them that transformation. And that's why I say authenticity is the new algorithm. But when you show up as you, with your story, your flaws, the story behind it all, you start to attract buyers that align with you, and you stop fighting for clicks and start building a tribe just like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credited at the Top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But I'm telling you, man, people, they're so stuck on platforms and algorithms, and they're forgetting people. And all of these algorithms are designed on what people want. So if you put people first and think people first, and think about actually adding value and helping people first, and serving those people and putting them before the money, and not trying to use people to make money, but use some money to help some people, watch how stuff starts to take off for you. Watch how you start to get that consistency. Watch how you start to build that momentum, and watch how your business starts to grow. As long as you just keep stuff simple and stop overcomplicating it, then you can build a very simple, peaceful, passionate, purpose-filled business, and it's pretty cool. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that are guaranteed to sell. It's Credited at the Top.